Good morning everybody, this is live from the Cairns Marlin Marina and I'm looking at what we fondly call the big blue boat, Ultimate Lady. I'm not sure whether I should do this in profile or landscape. Maybe I'll just go back to profile because it seems easier. The default for Periscope, I know that they just recently introduced the landscape view, but I'm not sure if everybody has that yet, so we'll go back to Periscope in portrait. And I'm looking at the Ultimate Lady, which is the New Zealand boat run by Captain Tom Francis, and it's just arrived in Cairns over the weekend. Hi from Port Lincoln, hi back! It's a beautiful boat, and actually speaking of beautiful boats, there is a beautiful boat right next to it that I've been admiring. I think it's an 80-foot Viking. And around the marina there are plenty of other boats who have arrived for the marlin season over the past few days, and a few more that have already started fishing. Although reports are a little bit scattered at the moment, it's still very early. The main season doesn't really start until the end of September. The Ultimate Lady crew are pretty busy working this morning. They've done a bit of a tidy up for me, but Tom wants you to know that it's a working boat this morning, and there's a few people milling around doing little things, as is always the case on the boats. But I'm going to climb on board and go up to Tom's little perch upstairs and talk to him about various things, including the upcoming marlin season. And I think Tom just told me this is their ninth season in Cairns. So here we go. Hopefully I won't do something stupid like fall in the water or something like that, because it is a bit of an adventure getting on board this boat, so bear with me. I'll swap hands. Okay, and as I said, I think there's hatches open here, then there, and we have people doing various things. We've got the two decks that you might have seen the boys wiring the fish from on the videos over the years. We'll just go through into the main saloon. Hello! Hello! I've lost him. Here he is. Just should let you know that we are live.
How you doing, Kelly?
Captain Tom Francis. We're going to go upstairs. Yep. Is that okay? Okay. So, and try not to trip. And just a reminder to anyone who's watching live that if you have any questions, you can put them onto the screen for me and I will ask Tom. Who's a little bit scared of my camera. Oh, we have don't have anything like that on our boat, that's for sure. Is it okay if I climb up here?
Yep. Just flip that.
I'm not sure I can.
Sit down. Here you go.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to sit down or you? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to start off by asking Tom what his year has looked like so far until now.
Until now, yeah, we left Cairns last year just before New Year, and we steamed back to Samoa, and in January we did 10 days in Samoa, or Western Samoa. That was really good. That's a great fishery. As an example, we had 10 marlin bites one day, and 4 and 6 marlin bites following days after that. Big tunas. It was great. And then after that, yeah, another 6 days to Tahiti, and then up to the Marquesas. So and the fishing in the Marquesas was fantastic. Some big blue marlin up there, and everything else is up there. Tunas.
I saw some pictures of your fish on Facebook earlier this year, so I might try and drag up some links to those and put in with the video later so people can have a look and see what you've been up to. Yeah. Is that a typical year for you?
Pretty much, yeah. We're pretty busy. The owner of the boat's a mad keen fisherman. He comes 10 days a month, so it may not sound like much to the average person, but it's a lot. And with all the travelling in between going to these places, for instance, it's 4 days to get to the Marquesas from Tahiti, so you've got to get up there and get the boat ready, and the logistics of remote operation takes its toll, and it just makes everything a challenge. So that's our jobs, to make it all easy and smooth everything out.
And you start fishing this Saturday?
Yeah, so, and then we're back across here. We've been up in the Marquesas and a few fishing trips around Tahiti. And then, yeah, we've steamed back across here via Samoa again, but we just stopped in Samoa for fuel. And yeah, 17 days. And then, yeah, we're starting fishing Saturday. The owner rolls in, and we'll be fishing with him for 3 weeks first up, and then he sort of comes back back again for Lizard Island and back and forth with family and friends and whatnot.
So I'm getting messages on the screen from overseas as far away as Turkey to say hello.
Hello, Turkey.
Last year was a good marlin season.
Yeah.
How was it for you in particular?
we had a cracker last year. Yeah,
I know all about it.
We've been over in Tahiti for the last 5 years, and I guess we couldn't have picked a better year to come back. The weather was fantastic, and so many big fish.
The weather would always be fantastic in this boat, wouldn't it?
No, it can never get too calm to scare me. So, yeah, it's a big boat. It's comfortable. It's a great fishing platform. There's a little bit of a compromise. We're not as quick around the blocks as the smaller boats, obviously, but we're damn comfortable when we're doing it. So that's what we're doing, and the size and the range, obviously, of this boat and the comfort of it has enabled us to go further afield and stay out. So the compromises, I think, outweigh the slight, one negative of agility and manoeuvrability.
Definitely. Last year, all the talk on my boat anyway was about what we call your super sonar. and without wanting to give your trade secrets away, can you tell us a little bit about your super sonar?
Yeah, I'm happy to. It's a MAQ sonar. It's a Canadian company. They produce commercial sonars. It's a step up from probably the normal recreational sonars that are sort of starting to appear on sport fishing boats at the moment. So it's an omni sonar, it's 360 degrees, and I've marked fish up to 850 meters away.
Yeah.
In any direction. So just to explain that, you're not waiting for the searchlight or beam to travel around the perimeter. I can see a fish coming behind us the same time as I can see a fish in front of us.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty good, and we've had that situation plenty of times when you may be chasing a fish and then a fish behind you, a separate one, comes into the beam and swims up and bites the back bait.
And that's an awesome feeling when there's more fish than you expect. Yep. Always is.
And you know, like everyone knows, the fish all sort of bite at the same time, and you'll be searching around, nothing, and all of a sudden you've got 1, 2, 3 on the sonar. I don't know where they come from, wherever they do, but they pop up and they're ready to feed.
Well, I remember one day in particular last year watching you head south along the outside of number 5-ish in a straight line towards Cairns, and then all of a sudden you weren't in a straight line anymore, and I guess you marked something.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, so our program, if we're travelling or if it's a bit slow on the edge of the reef, we'll steam along at 10 or 12 knots. We're really efficient at that speed. We troll 2 lures, and we're searching on the sonar, and we'll mark a fish, and we'll slow down, and the boys will put one bait out, and it's out wide, particularly, or anywhere. It's rare that you don't get a bite.
It helps you to find that needle.
Yeah. we and it, a lot of fish. The guys that have spent a lot of time on boats watching sounders, they'll tell you that some fish will swim away from the boat, and we've discovered with the sonar that some of the fish that are heading away from us that we sort of pass over once and change direction and head off. If you continue to follow them, they eventually bite.
Yeah.
And we've had to speed up to 7 knots and taken sort of 20 minutes to eventually get a bite out of the fish that is literally swimming away from us.
And you're tracking that fish the whole time.
Tracking the fish the whole
That's
time.
Amazing.
You miss a bite, and then immediately we can sort of stop, put the sonar into search sort of pattern, and it can scan automatically through the range that we set it to, and immediately find the fish again. Extend the range, find the fish, and then start tracking it. We can put like ARPA on radar, we can put a mark on it and tell us the fish's speed and direction and stuff.
Amazing. This is kind of the future of fishing, I guess. That
yeah, it is. It is.
they have what do they call it? The live feed now for the sounders and the smaller boats.
Yeah.
You can literally watch your lure go down to the bottom.
Well, I didn't know
and
that.
the fish bite.
we get it. You can have it like if you're using a downrigger. I can set it up so I can see the downrigger ball in the picture.
Yeah.
And then when you get a fish, all of a sudden a mark appears
yeah,
next to the ball, and you're like, oh,
you just know.
And you get a bite.
Awesome.
I reckon the future, and I've hit this Mac company up. Of course, the sonar and sound is all about sound waves, and each fish. It sounds a little bit like the hunt for the Red October if you're near any sonar, and so each mark or target that hits it reverberates a sound, and that's how it just builds a picture.
Yep.
And so the really good sonar operators on the tuna purse seine boats, they can tell you what size the fish is and the density of the school, the size of the school, and apparently what type of fish, what type of tuna it is, all from the sound. Yeah, and like a submarine operates the same thing. So I reckon that they should be able to, the technology's there, that they should be able to record the sound of a marlin and then highlight that on your screen amongst all the other chop-offs and sharks.
Yep.
That's the future.
Or the chop-offs to be avoided and the marlins to be followed.
Yeah,
yep.
that's it.
Awesome. Just leaving the super sonar for now. We talked before and you said that this is your 17th year on Ultimate Lady plus 2 years during the build. That's a long time, and you look so young.
It's because I am.
But what's next for Ultimate Lady? I mean, you guys have been at the front line of discovering some really great fisheries. What's new? What's next on the horizon?
Yeah, well, I think the owner's got the same passion as we all have, and that's one thing that the crew and I on Ultimate Lady over the years, the crew have changed obviously. The same passion and the passion especially for exploration and going to new places. It's very addictive, and we have the right boat here to do it.
Yep.
So yeah, what's next? I think after Cairns we're talking about Papua New Guinea, back to Samoa, which is really good, the Solomon Islands. Some of these places have been fished before by other boats, and
but you can do it differently.
We can do it a bit differently and further and stay out longer, and we've got technology like the sonar and stuff.
I'm just consulting my notes to see if there's something else I wanted to. Yeah. Well, before we go, has anyone who's listening right now have any questions for Tom? No.
Nothing.
Everyone's like silent. But okay. Well, thanks for your time. Hopefully, during the season we'll do this again and do a bit more of a catch up and see how you've been fishing.
All right.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'm gonna see if I can remember to turn it around. Turn the screen around. This is me signing off, and look out for the replay video later. See ya. Bye.